This broadcast is presented under the legal ownership authority of Magnitude Sports. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this broadcast may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Magnitude Sports. Send it up to the broadcast booth for the pregame show right now on Magnitude Sports.
All right, welcome to day 2 of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament here on Magnitude Sports. And a big thank you to all of our sponsors for making this live broadcast coverage possible. Sunny and 60 degrees here on this early, bright, and sunny morning in Mandan, North Dakota. It's Fargo Post 2 and Dubuque County Post 137. 137. We got the pregame show coming up in 1 minute here on Magnitude Sports.
Ball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
I'm Dakota Boehm, and I'm the manager at ID Chrysler Collision. Our team at ID Chrysler Collision, we're small, but we're like a family. So how does having a family-like atmosphere at work help get the customer's car back on the road? We do a lot of stuff out of work. We do stuff at work. We all get along. It's like a little family for us. I just feel like if you're happy at work and you want to come to work, you're going to deliver a better product.
All right, welcome back once again. We are getting ready here for this morning edition of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament featuring Dubuque County, Post 137, the Minutemen, and Fargo Post 2, as both of these teams suffered a loss yesterday. Let's see here, going back to yesterday's scores, if I can pull that up really quick. It was Dubuque County falling to Rapid City Post 22 Hardhats 4-3, and Fargo Post 2 would fall 7-3 in the game against Lincoln Post 500, the Carpetland Rugs. Our other game last night featured Excelsior taking on the host team Mandan, and Excelsior would defeat Mandan by the final score of 12-5. So that sets up the matchups for today, and we made this a little bit easier to understand. I color coded it because I can't see everything that's on black and white. So if Rapid City defeats Mandan, game 11 becomes necessary. We follow the red schedule that you see on your screen there. If Mandan defeats Rapid City today, there will be a game 11, and we'll follow the green schedule that you see on your screen. And you can follow that schedule that you see on your screen on our X account by searching Magnitude TV Plus. And while you're at it, why don't you give us a follow on Instagram as well? Same handle, Magnitude TV Plus is how you can find us there online. We'll take another break, and we'll come back with more here in just a moment on the pregame show. It's Fargo Post 2 taking on Dubuque County. Here coming up in a few minutes. 9:30 scheduled first pitch for about 10 minutes away. On the warning track. Coming home is Hudson Sheldon. Also from second, Ty Weiler. And that is a fly ball to center field. It's going to drop. He's going to have to make the throw quickly. Rounding third is Peyton Coffey, and they will not be in time. And the Mandan Chiefs walk off the Stars in the bottom of the 10th inning. That one hit up high and deep, and it might have the distance. And that one is caught at the fence. Holy cow. Wow, what a catch by Peyton Coffey. I thought for sure that was a 2-run homer.
Sometimes all you need to change your life is a sign. A sign that says, Hank, this is the place you've been looking for. And sometimes that sign is an actual sign that's mounted to a building. 1 second, I'm looking at a sign. I know what you're thinking, and no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist.
If the church is strong, that strength flows everywhere into the community, the region, and across the world. Jesus is building his church.
Here's 3 ways you can support Magnitude Sports. First, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It's 100% free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 month-to-month YouTube memberships. Finally, businesses can choose one of 2 online YouTube sponsorships or contact us for more options. To learn more, click the Join button or give us a call at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching Magnitude Sports.
The Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store, has life-giving gifts for every occasion. Gifts with meaning, gifts that change lives. Stop in and view their large selection of books, Bibles, jewelry, greeting cards, music and DVDs, home decor, and children's department. Many gifts to bring inspiration to family and loved ones. Call them 223-2422 and visit them online at bismarck.parable.com. For all your gift-giving needs, shop the Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store on South 7th Street in the Southridge Center Strip Mall, 1 block east of Kirkwood Mall in Bismarck.
Let us pause to salute the flag of our nation. Please rise, remove any headwear, face the flag, and remain at attention as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, so they just finished the code of conduct, and now they're moving to the national anthem. And since it's being played, we're going to take another break.
The North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan is a must-see for any and everyone who likes trains. From the historic Steel House, classic rail cars, and the Northern Pacific Hall of Fame, the North Dakota State Railroad Museum is the grown-up version of your childhood train set. It is open June 1st through August 31st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. with limited access during other hours of the day. A free will donation is accepted for admission at 3102 37th Street Northwest, Mandan.
Magnitude Sports recognizes and thanks the following sponsors for supporting live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Legion Baseball Tournament. Buffalo Wild Wings, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Northview Church of Fargo, ID Chrysler and Collision Center. Thank you, sponsors.
Looking for something handmade, unique, and full of personality? Mandy's of FargoND.com features creative gifts, home decor, accessories, and more. All inspired by family, creativity, and made with heart. Browse dozens of handmade creations, request custom colors or designs, and sign up for the newsletter. Visit MandysOfFargoND.com and discover something new today. MandysOfFargoND.com. Handmade, a little weird, totally wonderful.
All right, welcome back. We don't dislike America, but for some reason YouTube thinks that the national anthem is not in the public domain and they issue a copyright. So the only way we can air that is if somebody actually gets on a microphone and sings it. So that's the reason why we take a break during the national anthem. I know I've been asked that in the past, and since we probably have a lot of newer viewers into our YouTube channel this weekend, figured I'd just explain that one more time. Sunny and 60 degrees, the low 60, high 60s, the low 70s throughout the duration of the 3 games today here. The forecasted high is 81. We'll probably be at about 75 by 1 p.m. And probably about 76, 78 by the time we start that final game. And then through that final game, we'll be somewhere between 79 and 82 degrees. Shouldn't get much higher than the forecasted high is 81, but you never know. It could be one degree higher or lower. So, Fargo Post 2, they with the loss yesterday, their season record comes to 39 wins and 12 losses. Outscored their opponents by 228 with a run total of 391 runs scored and 163 runs allowed. Dubuque County falls to 6-3 with the loss yesterday, and their run total is plus 26 against their opponents. So they've outscored their opponents 60-34. Your starting lineups here for Fargo Post 2, who will be the visitors on the scoreboard today. The top of the lineup will be the catcher, Henry Schrum, the second baseman, Tate Barnacle, and the shortstop, Wyatt Kozadowski. The middle of the order, 4, 5, 6, will be the pitcher, Caden Nelson, the center fielder, Hunter Geary, the right fielder, Jack Joyce. And the bottom of the order at 7, 8, 9 will be the first baseman, Carson Sheik, left fielder, Brandon Hilmert, and the third baseman, Kobe Ebeling. Your starting pitcher for Fargo Post 2 today will be the junior right-handed pitcher, Caden Nelson. For Dubuque County, your starting pitcher is Dawson Oplett, a right-handed senior. And the first pitch comes across the plate at 9:27 a.m., sunny and 61 degrees at first pitch. So 3 minutes ahead of schedule. Awesome. And that was a ground ball out towards third, and then we'll fire it over there for the out. Wait. I got to get to our scoreboard screen here.
Coming to the plate, second baseman, number 3, Tate Barnacle.
All right, so one gone here on a ground out, and now Tate Barnacle will be the batter. He'll take the first pitch for a strike.
I think we're in it together because I see the same thing, so.
Catching for Dubuque County is Dawson Pesci. Around the bases, you got Riley Lawler at first. Second base is Easton Felderman. Third base is Brady Gogol. And the shortstop is Leo Noonan. In the outfield, in left, Brett Harris. In center field, you have Will Steffen. And in right field, you have J.P. Albert. 3 balls and a strike now here to Tate Barnacle.
Coming to the plate, shortstop, number 1, Wyatt Kozadowski.
So batter 3 in the lineup here for Fargo Post 2 now, Wyatt Kozadowski, the shortstop for Fargo Post 2. And that pitch will miss or be in for a ball or strike. It's early in the morning here. And a ground ball to second and a 4-3 ground out for out number 2. That'll bring us to the pitcher, Caden Nelson. First pitch is going to be popped up. Foul territory right in front of the Fargo Post 2 dugout, and they'll bounce off the roof and out of play. The 0-1. Check swing. He'll bounce in. I'll even the count at a ball and a strike. There we go. Now I got what I'm looking for here. Tate Barnacle moving up to second base. A couple plays ago there as I was looking up some stuff. Listen, once again, Dawson. Let me look at my pronunciations here. I want to make sure I get that one right. Opelt is how I have it phonetically spelled. Dawson Opelt on the mound here for Dubuque County, wearing white jerseys with black numbers trimmed in gold and yellow letters trimmed in black. Fargo Post 2 in their black jerseys with red numbers trimmed in white and white lettering across the back representing the player's name, and Nelson will get a base hit all the way to the wall in left field. That will scoot Tate Barnacle across the plate to put the first run on the board here for Fargo Post 2. They take a 1-0 lead on an RBI double deep to the wall in left center field, and that will give Fargo Post 2 the first hit of the game and the first run of the game. Comes 13 pitches in for Dawson Opelt. And we have a courtesy runner at second base. And for Fargo Post 2, that's going to be Evan Felber. Hunter Geary now the batter. A 1 count here to Hunter Geary. Opelt will deal and swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 lead for Fargo Post 2. Caden Nelson is now Evan Felber, the courtesy runner on second for Fargo Post 2 now. Big thanks to our sponsors, including ID Chrysler Collision Center, MandanBaseball.org, Northview Church in Fargo, and the North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan, as well as a few other sponsors supporting live broadcast coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional. Ground ball out towards second. Felderman will pick it up, fire it over to Lawler for the 4-3, and that will retire Fargo Post 2. They'll leave one stranded on base, but they get one across on a hit. No errors. So almost ones across the board. Well, you got the ones where you want the ones if you're a Fargo Post 2 fan. one run on 1 hit. We'll take a break and be back with the bottom half. It'll be we'll come back with the do-up here in just a moment. Stay tuned.
The North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan is a must-see for any and everyone who likes trains. From the historic steel house, classic rail cars, and the Northern Pacific Hall of Fame, the North Dakota State Railroad Museum is the grown-up version of your childhood train set. It is open June 1st through August 31st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. with limited access during other hours of the day. A free will donation is accepted for admission at 3102 37th Street Northwest, Mandan.
Looking for for a fun night out? Visit one of Mandan Baseball's charitable gaming locations. Every time you play and every charitable gaming dollar raised helps fund the future of Mandan's 6 baseball teams. From our younger Mavericks, Braves, veterans, and 78s to our Legion teams, the A's and the Chiefs. Your support helps provide equipment, improve facilities, and create opportunities for local athletes to succeed. Have fun, play responsibly, and thank you for helping keep Mandan Baseball strong.
Welcome back. Chuckled right as a text message came in right as the commercial break came back to the live camera, so you caught me chuckling at the end there, but that's okay. Sometimes chuckles are a good thing. Fargo Post 2 will put Caden Nelson on the mound. He'll be tossing him into the glove of Henry Schrum. Around the bases, you got Carson Sheik at first, Tate Barnacle at second, Wyatt Kozadowski, the shortstop, Colby Ebling at third. In the outfield, in left for Fargo Post 2, you have Brandon Hilmert. In center field is Hunter Geary. In right field is Jack Joyce. Will Steffen is the leadoff batter here for Dubuque County. 16-34 on the year now. Or I'm sorry, 6-3 on the year. 16-34 was their run scored against. My apologies on that. 16-34 would be a pretty impressive record for any Legion baseball team if they were to play 94 games in a season, but 2 balls and no strikes. And that one's up high. And it'll be a quick 3-ball, no strike count. Will Steffen, Easton Felderman, and J.P. Albert will be the 3 batters we see here in the bottom half of the first inning for Dubuque County. The winner of this will move on to play in the next game of the tournament tomorrow, and then the other team will have their season come to a conclusion here, as this is an elimination game. Steffen will reach base on the walk.
Stepping in the box, second baseman number 10, Easton Felderman.
Want to say hi to Greg. Says good morning. It looks like a great day for baseball. It is. It is. It's sunny. It's 60 and hot, forecasted high. Doesn't expect to get too incredibly hot. Low 80s. 81, I believe, is the forecasted high for today. No balls and a strike here to Will Steffen. Or check that. Second batter, Easton Felderman. My apologies. Felderman will swing and miss, and that is strike 2. Let's see here. Don't have a name, but starts with the letter D. Early morning here in Mesa, Arizona. I think Mesa, Arizona anyway. Just said Mesa. So thanks for tuning in. If it's an early morning in Mesa, I would assume that is Mesa, Arizona, since they're probably in the Pacific time zone, and that would translate into early morning. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You're certainly welcome for broadcasting the games, but more importantly, thank our sponsors for not making us have you pay to watch these games, because that's the most vital part of this here. Strikeout there will put the first out on the board, and that will bring us to J.P. Albert, the right fielder here for Dubuque County. Dubuque County losing their first 2 games of the season. They're hoping to not lose their last 2 games of the season because they've won every game in between. First pitch is low for a ball. 1-0 the count now here to J.P. Albert. Dawson Pesci is on deck, 1 away. Will Steffen's the runner on first for Dubuque County. 1-0 lead for Fargo Post 2. They scored that on an RBI single to left field. Or an RBI double to left field, excuse me. But back in the top of the first inning. Two balls and no strikes. And the pitch, swing, and he will connect on it, but it'll bounce foul to the left side of the third base bag. That'll be good for strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike now the count here to J.P. Albert. Once again, Dawson Pesci is on deck. 11 pitches for Caden Nelson up to this point. Oh, it's about the toss pitch 12. Fargo Post 3 put 3 pitchers on the mound yesterday against Lincoln. And Lincoln put 4 pitchers on the mound against Fargo Post 2. So we'll see how that affects those 2 teams, as they are probably 2 of the 3 favorites in this tournament moving forward. 2-2 the count. And that one will miss for ball 3, so a full count to the batter, J.P. Albert. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dawson Pesci, the catcher, is on deck. If no double plays happen, he will remove his catcher's gear. Runner goes on the 3-2 count, and they throw a second. They got him. They got him stealing second. And that was a strikeout. So they strike out, plus the caught stealing puts an end to the inning, and it remains 1-0 Fargo Post 2. Pesci will have to wait until the bottom of the second for his at-bat, or his plate appearance. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as a result of that double play on the caught stealing / strikeout. And we'll be back with the second inning of play right after this here on Magnitude.
Looking for something handmade, unique, and full of personality? Mandy's of FargoND.com features creative gifts, home decor, accessories, and more. All inspired by family, creativity, and made with heart. Browse dozens of handmade creations, request custom colors or designs, and sign up for the newsletter. Visit MandysOfFargoND.com and discover something new today. Mandy's of FargoND.com. Handmade, a little weird, totally wonderful.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, Jack Joyce is the leadoff batter. High fly ball to left field, and it is off the wall. About 340 feet and about 75% up the wall. Had he had a little bit more of a launch angle, he may have been able to put that over the wall, but instead he'll be satisfied with a double, a leadoff double here on Fargo Post 2's second hit of the game.
First baseman, number 23, Carson Sheik.
Carson Sheik, the batter now. So that was Jack Joyce and Carson Sheik. So it's the 6, 7, 8 batters for Fargo Post 2 here in the top of the second. Dawson Opelt with 18 pitches, if I'm reading that right. And pitch 19 coming up here. He'll take a quick look at Jack Joyce on second. He'll deliver the pitch and a ground ball to third. And Golgo will look back Joyce to second and then fire out Sheik at first on a 5-3 for the first out. So one down here and a runner on second being Jack Joyce, and that'll move us to Brandon Hilmert.
Left fielder number 14, Brandon Hilmert.
Opelt will step off and Jack Joyce will touch up on second base there. Jack Joyce batting, Brandon Hilmert. It's his first trip to the plate here in the tournament. He has no stats thus far. Colby Ebling on deck here for Fargo Post 2 right now. Brandon Hilmert facing a 1-ball, no strike count. He'll swing and maybe got a piece of it. Either way, it moves the count to 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out with 1 runner on. He got ones across the board now here with a 1-0 lead in the top of the second. That run in the first inning was scored on a RBI double to the left field wall. In case you're just waking up and tuning in a little bit later than you wanted to, don't worry, I don't blame you. It is indeed early. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Broadcasted almost a little over 3,000 games, and probably 10 of those have been before 10 a.m. So 1-2, and the pitch is low and outside for ball 2. So once again, Brandon Hilmert, the batter, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner on second is Jack Joyce. Here's the windup and the 2-2 pitch, and it is low. Oh, they rung him up. It is a strikeout. It looked low, but they rung him up. And that'll be out number 2, and that'll bring us to Colby Ebling now, the third baseman.
Stepping up to the plate, third baseman number 6, Colby Ebling.
So Opel will get set, take a glance at second, and he'll deliver. And it's in for ball 1. Must have missed to the outside. I'm kind of off to the left side batter's box here, so I don't have my direct behind the umpire view that I usually have. Or I should say that I'm used to, let's put it that way. And that will miss for ball 2. So 2 pitches to the outside and a 2-0 count here for Colby Ebling. Colby Ebling, 0 for 2 in the tournament. He has 1 strikeout so far in the game yesterday against Lincoln Post 500. Also known as, that's the long version of AKA, the Lincoln, or the Carpetland Rugs. 3 balls and no strikes now here for Colby Ebling. And the 3-0 pitch is going to be in for a very low strike. From my vantage point, it looked like it bounced off the turf there. So 3-1. I know you watching from home have directly behind the plate. I'm just off to the left of Colby Ebling. Pretty much draw a line from his jersey number right to me. High fly ball into center field, and that one's going to be played by Will Steffen, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Or out number 3, excuse me. So that will put no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Or no, check that. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And we'll take a break and be back with the bottom of the second right after this 1-minute timeout.
Magnitude Sports recognizes and thanks the following sponsors for supporting live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Legion Baseball Tournament. Buffalo Wild Wings, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Northview Church of Fargo, ID Chrysler and Collision Center. Thank you, sponsors.
Looking for something handmade, unique, and full of personality? Mandy's of FargoND.com features creative gifts, home decor, accessories, and more. All inspired by family, creativity, and made with heart. Browse dozens of handmade creations, request custom colors or designs, and sign up for the newsletter. Visit mandysoffargond.com and discover something new today. mandysoffargond.com. Handmade, a little weird, totally wonderful.
All right, welcome back. Sunny and 61 degrees at last check. Let's see if it's gone up or anything. Yeah, it's gone up to 63 since first pitch. First pitch was at 9:27, so we're 7 minutes shy of being a half hour into the ball game now. And it's a 1-0 lead for Fargo Post 2, moving into the bottom half of the second inning. Once again, Dubuque County is the home team on the scoreboard. Dawson Pesci, the catcher, is the leadoff batter, and we will see Brett Harris and Leo Noonan, the shortstop, as well in this inning. First pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 now here to Dawson Pesci. Brett Harris, left fielder. Leo Noonan, the shortstop. If we can get to batter 7, it'd be the DH, Sam McDermott. I don't think we went through the batting lineup for Dubuque County, or if we did, it was a long time ago and I forgot. So never hurts to refresh, I guess. 3 balls and no strikes, the count now here to Dawson Pesci. Seen a lot of balls thrown in this game so far. Yet only 1 run is scored. And there's a strike, maybe? Yes, yep. I have to adjust my mental clicks from this left side view of home plate. And that one is going out in center field, and that will drop for a base hit. It will be a single for Dawson Pesci. We'll see if we have a courtesy runner for him or not. Courtesy runners allowed for the catcher and pitcher. Pinch runners allowed for anybody else on the roster, and we will indeed have a courtesy runner. It'll be Teddy Schlosser.
Courtesy running for the pitcher. Number 6, Teddy Schlosser. At the plate, left fielder number 4, Brett Harris.
So that brings up left fielder Brett Harris. Once again, another big thanks to our sponsors bringing you live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament. Dakota Fins and Feathers, Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store in Bismarck, and Buffalo Wild Wings and Mandy's of FargoND.com. Fouled away for strike 1 there for Brett Harris.
I actually really enjoyed your halftime show at the Super Bowl when she was pregnant. Yeah. It was impressive coming in from the ceiling and big old, like, oh, you're pregnant. Am I the only one who thought the halftime show at the World Cup was dumb? That was dumb.
And that one's going to be fouled away. Third base side and out of play.
I was going to play that song, the Shakira song, because it's like,
It is a good song.
but I'm like, am I going to get Raz or Avina Sasha?
So chime in on the chat. I don't know if you heard it or not, but what are your thoughts of the halftime show at the FIFA World Cup? That's what they're talking about here in the press box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If I can hear it in my headset, it must mean you might be able to hear it at home. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now that they've heard me say that, everything goes silent. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that one's going out into center field, and it's caught there by Hunter Geary. And that'll be an out. First out of the inning.
Coming to the plate, shortstop, number 16, Leo Noonan.
Leo Noonan. Here at 9:53 in the morning. Make that 9:54. Just
I
flipped.
got that Friends reunion. Like Courtney Cox's age, Lisa Kudrow.
No balls and a strike here to Leo Noonan, the shortstop for Dubuque County. And the 0-1. And that one is going to miss for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And 1 out and one runner on. You got ones across the board here for Dubuque County. They trail by 1 as well. See if they can get Dawson Pesci, or I'm sorry, the courtesy runner for Pesci was Teddy Schlosser, who's on first base right now. See if they can get him into scoring position before that second out occurs or not. So 2 balls and a strike now here for Leo Noonan. Nelson will set, take a glance at first and deliver. And he'll miss ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike now here, and 1 more pitch like that will move Dawson Pesci into scoring position before that second out. We'll see here if Caden Nelson can battle back from a 3-1 deficit in the count. And the 3-1 pitch on the way, fouled back. That'll bring it to a full count at 3-2. Those high fastballs and those other high pitches, those upstairs pitches, seem to skim off the top of the bat. If you go low, you get a pop-up. If you go right down the middle, you probably give them a base hit. So pick-off attempt there on Dawson Pesci.
Did you ever watch on Apple TV, The Stick?
Once again, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Leo Noonan. Nelson delivers. And that is sent up into the air for the second baseman, Carson Sheik. And he makes the catch for out number 2. And that will hold Pesci at first base. And that will bring us to the designated hitter, Sam McDermott.
The designated hitter, number 3, Sam McDermott.
From the Hawk.
Oh, from the Hawk. Is that right too?
Let's just say Will Ferrell twerks with a thong on. Oh boy.
1 ball, no strikes here to McDermott.
I should say it's a Will Ferrell.
Once again, our second game of the day is Rapid City Post 22 taking on Mandan Post 40. And then our third game of the day will be Lincoln Post 500 taking on Excelsior. Back pick throw to first, and the tag is not applied in time as the right hand of Dawson Pesci. Pesci gets back onto the bag. It's 2 balls and no strikes with that pitch. Once again, the batter is the DH, Sam McDermott. Riley Lawler is on deck should this inning continue. And the pitch up high, 3 balls and no strikes. So now we'll see if Nelson can cash in his free strike coupon here, as it's a pretty good chance that McDermott is not going to swing on this pitch. Unless it's the pitch of his dreams, possibly. Then he might, but 3-0. And that one is going to be in for that free strike. So Nelson delivers the 3-1, and he'll walk him. That'll move Pesci up to second with 2 outs and put 2 runners on.
First baseman, number 20, Riley Lawler.
Trust me, that's my playlist, man. It's all over the place. Throw a little.
2 away, Riley Lawler, the batter. McDermott on first, Pesci on second for the Dubuque County Minutemen. They trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. And that pitch is high for a ball. It's 1-0. And it looks like the Fargo Post 2 coach is going to come out and have a quick chit-chat on the mound. Once again, broadcast coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament is brought to you by our friends at Dakota Fins and Feathers, ID Chrysler and Collision Center, MandanBaseball.org, Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store in Bismarck, Buffalo Wild Wings, Mandy's of FargoND.com, the North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan, and Northview Church in Fargo. Certainly appreciate everybody who made it possible to keep these games free to watch here on Magnitude Sports. Not only during the Central Plains Tournament, but all of our other sponsors who kept our broadcasts free to watch during the Legion regular season as well. Certainly appreciate everybody's continued support throughout the years. We're approaching our 9th year, October 17th. This coming October 17th will mark the 9th year of broadcasting here on Magnitude Sports. And if you were to ask me back on October 17th of 2017 if I'd be doing this to this level today, I'd probably say I have no idea. 1 ball, no strike. And that one is in for a strike, so I'll even up the count at 1-1. Now the first 2 games today for sure. Haven't received word when our other broadcaster is going to make his way here to Mandan, but he will be giving me a break eventually. And whenever that break occurs, I'm okay with that. That'll be a throwing error to first that winds up in right field, and that's going to allow Dawson Pesci to score. And going all the way over to third from first is McDermott. And it all started with a pickoff attempt. And Dubuque County's on the board. You can put an error on the board. And if I'm not mistaken, that error will be charged to Caden Nelson on the pickoff attempt throw over at first. The sun's beating right down on in my eyes at first base, so it was either his throw or a miss grab by Carson Sheik, but the error's on one of those two. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a strikeout, so they'll strand the runner on third. That's McDermott, who they strand on third. And with the strikeout, that puts the second out on the board, or the third out on the board, excuse me. So on the air, they get the tying run. It's 1-1 after 2. We go to the third here on Magnitude Sports in 60 seconds. Stay tuned.
For a fun night out, visit one of Mandan Baseball's charitable gaming locations. Every time you play and every charitable gaming dollar raised helps fund the future of Mandan's 6 baseball teams. From our younger Mavericks, Braves, Veterans, and 78s to our Legion teams, the A's and the Chiefs. Your support helps provide equipment, improve facilities, and create opportunities for local athletes to succeed. Have fun, play responsibly, and thank you for helping keep Mandan Baseball strong.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today. Up another degree, sunny and 64 now as we go into the 3rd inning of play here at the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament. Elimination game. The winner will play tomorrow. The other team will have their season come to a conclusion here at the end of this game. We are knotted up at 1-1. Nothing decided yet here as we start the top of the 3rd. And leading off in the top of the 3rd here for Fargo Post 2 is Henry Schrum, the catcher. So the top of the order, batters 1, 2, and 3, Barnacle and Kalzadowski this inning as well. And the first pitch is a strike thrown there by Dawson Opelt. Opelt with 30 pitches, about to toss pitch 31 here. And the 0-1 delivery, and that one is very interesting strike zone today. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one is a ground ball to third. It stays fair, firing it over Golgo to Lawler, and he got it there in time for the 5-3 ground down. That's out number 1. So that'll bring us to Tate Barnacle now. Moves Wyatt Kalzadowski into the on-deck circle. Dubuque County in the dugout on the third base side. Fargo post 2 in the dugout on the first base side. Now that you know that, that pitch will move in for ball 1. Once again, the batters, Tate Barnacle. 1 away, nobody on base here. Dawson Opelt with 33 pitches, about to toss pitch 34. 1 ball and no strike, 1 away here in the top of the third, tied at 1-1. And the pitch is in for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Opelt will wind up and deliver the 1-1. Or, yeah, the 1-1. And that one is into the Dubuque County dugout. Move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that'll be a drop third strike, and the catcher Dawson Pesci will reach out and tag Barnacle on the jersey numbers for out number 2, and the strikeout will be recorded. And that will bring us to Wyatt Kalzadowski, the shortstop, senior this year. Kalzadowski batting .500. Has an on-base percentage of .750 in the Central Plains tournament after 1 game of play. Scored a run and a hit, and he got that. He got that hit. It was a double. He also struck out once. One ball and 1 strike. The count now here to Wyatt Kalzadowski, the batter 3 in the lineup here for Fargo post 2. Cleanup hitter Caden Nelson is on deck should the inning continue with 2 away. And the 1-1 pitch here from Opelt. And that one will scoot away, and he'll swing anyway, and it'll result in a strike, and it's 1-2. I want to say hi to Jim, watching from Denver, North Carolina this morning. He's got to sleep in a little bit. He's an hour ahead of us. That one's going to be popped up and pushed foul to the first base side. We'll stay tight at 1-2. Just joining the broadcast after a morning of getting errands ran. I wish I could run errands and then just start the broadcast in progress, Jim. That'd be pretty fun. 1 ball and 2 strikes. My errand would be sleeping in a little bit, but yeah, 64 degrees. What's the temperature there? I could probably look it up, but I'm doing a baseball game right now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All right, I guess it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield scoreboard momentarily showed 2-2, and now it shows 2-2 again. So we're going to go with 2-2. Once again, the batter's Wyatt Kalzadowski. Opelt will come set, kick, and deliver pitch 43, and it's in for a ball, and it's a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count here to Wyatt Kalzadowski. Tied at 1-1, and now Dawson Pesci will walk up and have some words with Opelt as the Dubuque County coach comes out to have a discussion as well, and now the whole team will join him on the infield. And that'll give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors, including ID Chrysler and Collision Center, MandanBaseball.org, Northview Church of Fargo, Mandy's of FargoND.com, and North Dakota State Railroad Museum, Dakota Fins and Feathers on YouTube, Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store in Bismarck, Buffalo Wild Wings. I went there last night, had some lemon pepper dry rub wings, and I was able to watch the Twins come from behind and win 4-3 over the Kansas City Royals. Another late game come from behind win for the Twins. Not exactly the kind of baseball game that I would prefer to have the Twins win, but A win is a win, as they always say. 1-1. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So we have a 1-1 ball game here after 2.5 innings of play. We'll be back with the bottom half of the third in a minute.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Magnitude Sports recognizes and thanks the following sponsors for supporting live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Legion Baseball Tournament. MandanBaseball.org, Mandy's of FargoND.com, North Dakota State Railroad Museum, The Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store. Thank you, sponsors.
Want to say hi to Louie, who chimed in on the chat, and he says go Rugs, so he'll be looking forward to our second game of the day. And I'll feature, or actually, he'll be looking forward to our third game of the day. That will feature his Lincoln Post 500 Carpetland Rugs team as they'll take on Excelsior at approximately a 3:30 start today. Hopefully the two games before that don't push that start time in too much later. But if it does, it does, and we'll be here regardless. It's still sunny and 64 here in Mandan. Jim says it's 80 degrees in Denver, North Carolina. I'm glad I did not have to look that one up. 1 ball and no strike. Once again, the batter is Brady Gogol. Batters 9-1-2 for Dubuque County here in the bottom half of the third inning. So that pitch will come across for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike now. Once again, Dubuque County 6-3 on the year with the loss yesterday, and Fargo Post 2 39-12 on the year with the loss yesterday to Lincoln. Dubuque lost to Rapid City yesterday. If you're wondering who's going to play who in games 7, 8, 9, 10, and maybe not 11, well, we will tell you as soon as our next game goes final between Rapid City and Mandan. More on that later. So that one's fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We've pinned the color-coded version of the Central Plains Regional Tournament schedule to the top of our X page. Magnitude TV Plus is how you can find it on X if you haven't found us already. And a 1-2 pitch is fouled away. We'll stay at 1 and 2. And if you just can't wait for me to tell you, you can go to our X page and check that out. And while you're at it, give us a follow if you don't mind too. We don't post, we're not overly aggressive on posts, so you won't get a whole lot of alerts from us. So that's a good reason to follow us. Strikeout and out number 1. Will Steffen will be the batter now as Gogol will strike out, and that will be a ball, 1-0 on the first pitch here to Will Steffen, excuse me. Back to the top of the order. 1 ball and 1 strike, so you -2. It took 44 pitches for Caden Nelson to go through the first 9 Dubuque County batters. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1 and 2. And a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts for Caden Nelson here in this inning to put Dubuque County up 1 and up 2 and down 1 and down 2. We'll see if he can strike out the side or not. Easton Felderman, the second baseman, will take the first pitch for a strike as he swings and misses. And now Caden Nelson, potentially 2 pitches shy of striking out the side. Nope, that's going to be low for a ball. At least in this inning, it will be low for a ball. 1-1 the count. And the 1-1 pitch. That one's in for a ball 2. And that one, a early swing, and he will totally hook that one or curve that one foul to the first base side. Matter of fact, it curved so much that it exited the park before the dugout. 2-2 as a result. As Caden Nelson will wind up and deliver. Check swing, and they'll ring him up. He'll strike out the side. 1, 2, 3 in order on a strikeout, and a strikeout here for Caden Nelson. And we'll take a break and be back with the 4th inning here in just a moment. It remains a 1-1 game after 3 innings of play. Apparently we didn't reset our line score, so I'm going to do that during the break. And you won't see that moving forward. It is 1-1 as we move into the 4th. Back in a moment.
It's payback time. Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
You wouldn't want officials ruining your game day at home, so don't ruin it for them on the field or court. Respect officials. That's one way you can serve, stand, and score. This message brought to you by Magnitude Sports.
All right, welcome back. I told you I'd get that fixed. 1-1 is our score. And hang on 1 second here. Looks like I got something else to fix. There we go. Now it's actually accurate.
Pitcher number 13, Caden Nelson.
To the top of the 4th we go. And Caden Nelson will be the leadoff batter here for Fargo Post 2. 4, 5, 6 batters, the middle of the order here for Fargo Post 2. Won their state championship game, and it took 2 games. They had to battle it out with the West Fargo Patriots, who were in the Central Plains Regional last year, after defeating Fargo Post 400 in a 2-game championship game. So between Fargo Post 2, West Fargo, and Fargo Post 400, they have represented the state champion and or state runner-up for the last 5 years, I think. If I'm going back, I think 2021 was the start of that little series between those 3 teams. 2021, West Fargo defeated Fargo Post 400 in the championship game. 2022, West Fargo defeated Jamestown in the championship game. 2023, Fargo Post 2 defeated Williston in the championship game. And in 2024, West Fargo defeated Fargo Post 2 in the championship game. In 2025, West Fargo defeated Fargo Post 400 in the championship game, and in 2026, Fargo Post 2 defeated West Fargo in the championship game. And that is an unfortunate mistake.
Yep.
What looked like to be a beautiful play turned into an error. They're actually going to record it as a hit, so I can understand why they would do that. So we'll put a hit in ourselves. So if you're questioning why they recorded it as a hit, they probably made the determination that he would have run out the throw to first had there been one. And that would be the difference between a hit and an error on a place like that one or other place similar to it. Hunter Geary takes ball one after he show his cards to square up here. Nobody out, so the goal here is to get Cade Nelson to second base on potentially a sacrifice. We'll see if he squares up again here or not. And he will square up again. And now the back pick to first, and he's back in time. And I believe that pitch came across as a strike, and the scoreboard will agree with me.
Courtesy running at first base, lane number 8, Evan Felber.
Evan Felber, the courtesy runner for Caden Nelson at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Maybe. Here it is. And that will be a strike. And with the second strike, it's unlikely that he'll square up again. One ball and two strikes. Nobody out. Runner on first is Evan Felber. And Hunter Geary appears to go into swing mode, and he will swing, and he will bounce it out to the shortstop. To second. Did they get him? Waiting for the call, and they did. So they get the lead runner. Hunter Geary will reach on a fielder's choice on a ground ball to short. And that'll bring up Jack Joyce, the right fielder.
Stepping in the box, right fielder, number 16, Jack Joyce.
And that one will miss outside. I want to say hi to Screen Name Original. I won't read the rest of it. But he says he's tuning in from work and will be stopping down to watch the second game in person today. So thanks for not only watching, but thanks for coming to the field and watching it in person too. That's we encourage that, but if you're not able to get here, that's what we're here for. So 1 ball, 1 strike. If you've never been here before, and I think you'll enjoy it. If you have been here before, then disregard that comment. 1 ball, 1 strike. Opel. 54, make that 55 pitches.
So do you run with them in sports too, or are they into other things?
Yeah, we're running with my oldest one in baseball and football.
Okay.
But I think he's going to be more football. He's still 13, but he's 6'1", 220. And we moved him up to JV to play line. So,
and the 2-1. And that one will be fouled away, and it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes.
My little one is tennis and golf.
I made a joke to one of my friends that when we woke up this morning, they had changed it to a triple elimination tournament. It was totally a joke. And the response I got was, "Are you serious?" I was like, I better tell him that's a joke now, I guess. So that'll go into the books as a out. Runner moves to second. So Hunter Geary to second, Jack Joyce out, and that will bring us to Carson Sheik.
Baseman number 23, Carson Sheik.
Carson Sheik 0 for 2 in the tournament with a strikeout, not including today's game. And a wild pitch will move Hunter Geary to third base. Opal with pitch 59, and that one is down low for a ball. It's 2-0 now here to the batter, Carson Sheik. Brander Hilmert, the left fielder, is on deck for Fargo Post 2. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one is in for a strike, 2-1. I guess if I wanted my behind the plate view, I could just watch the monitor here, but that is about a second delayed, so then that wouldn't make sense. And that one will go into the dirt. Did they call it a strike? They did. Two balls and 2 strikes. 1-1 ball game. Fargo Post 2 has Hunter Geary 90 feet away from breaking the 1-1 tie. And that one's going to skip away. Geary's going to come in, and he'll head for a slide. It was almost like he was on a slip and slide there. I mean, he just cruised through home plate. And he will score to give Fargo Post 2 the lead at 2-1. So I'll take the runner off base and move the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a payoff pitch coming up here for Opelt. Swing and a miss. He got a piece of it though, so he'll foul it off and he'll stay alive at 3-2. It's another payoff pitch here for Opelt. This time it is a swing and a miss, and that will do it for Fargo Post 2 here in the top of the 4th. 3.5 done, and Fargo Post 2 on a wild pitch has the 2-1 lead. Hunter Geary scoring the go-ahead run. We're back with more here in a moment on Magnitude.
Ball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Men grow up hearing,
be a man.
Never show any fear, kid.
You gotta be tough.
Push through the pain. Don't be weak. Man, it's time to change the narrative. Our mental health is just as important as our physical health.
Let it out.
It's okay to feel. Speak up, because the life you save could be your own.
Batters 3, 4, and 5 for Dubuque County. It starts with the right fielder, J.P. Elbert, who's in the box right now.
Right fielder number 12, J.P. Elbert.
2 runs on 3 hits for Fargo Post 2. Run 1 on 1 hit for Dubuque County on 1 Fargo Post 400 error. Here's the pitch in the 1-0, and he'll swing, and a bouncer towards third, and Kobe Ebeling cannot snag it. Likely an error unless they have something else in mind, but I don't know if that's a walk-up song or if that's an after an error song, but it works for both purposes. The show must go on. And there's a base hit to left field. No error this time, and the runner's on first and second. That was Dawson Pesci who got the hit to left field. J.P. Albert reached on the air. And now we'll have a courtesy runner for Pesci, and that's going to be Teddy Schlosser.
Courtesy looking for the catcher, number 6, Teddy Schlosser.
Back at the home team that we broadcast for, Fargo Post 400, they have songs for each type of moment in a game. I don't think they have any songs for after errors. I'm gonna talk to our music guy, and that's gonna change next season, I think. I'll even come up with a list of songs to suggest to put into that playlist there. So one down, and the runners advance to second and third as Harris is out on the sacrifice, and now Leo Noonan, the shortstop. Batter 6 in the lineup. To the plate with 2 teammates in scoring position and trailing by 1. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. 1-0. One 0 pitch on the way. Swung on, and a high fly ball into left center field. Looks like Hilmert will have a play on it, and he does. The runner on Albert will tag on third, and the throw will not quite make it home in time. They'll throw it to third to appeal, and they'll say that he's safe. So Fargo Post 2 thought he left third base early, but the third base umpire, Eric Guler, said no, he left on, he stayed on the bag long enough. So it is now a 2-2 ball game here. And the go-ahead run still in scoring position. That's Dawson, or the courtesy runner for Pesci, which is Teddy Schlosser on second base. And that one's going to be popped up, first base side and out of play. Strike 1. 0-1. A run in the top of the first and the top of the fourth for Fargo Post 2. Runs in the bottom of the second and bottom of the fourth for Dubuque. A 1 pitch. Swing and miss, and no, I guess he got a piece of it. And it will be caught and then dropped. Henry Schramm was not able to hang on to it. It's quite possible that the sun got in his way. I will not blame him for dropping that one. That sun about a half an hour ago was blaring right into my eyes, so I can only imagine with it being up a little bit and getting out of my eyes that it's quite possibly in the eyes of anybody who looms around home plate.
Yes, but it's not like he's camped under it. That's a tough play for the catcher.
And the 0-2. And that one's low and out for a ball. So no, 1 ball and 2 strikes now here. Other umpires today behind the plate calling the balls and strikes is Brian Bohr, and Andrew Fisher is on first, and once again Eric Guler on the third base line here in this contest between Dubuque County and Fargo Post 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 away here. Runner on second is Teddy Schlosser for Dubuque County. They have tied the game at 2-2. If they can find a base hit, they could potentially take the lead. 2 away. Nelson looks back at second, kicks, delivers, swung on, and that's a ground ball towards short. Picked up there by Kalzadowski. He'll fire it over to first for the out, and the game will remain tied. They'll strand one on base as we go now to the 5th inning of play. It's all knotted up at 2-2 after 4. We'll see who breaks the tie next. After we return after this break.
And I'm the manager at ID Chrysler Collision. Our team at ID Chrysler Collision, we're small, but we're like a family. So how does having a family-like atmosphere at work help get the customer's car back on the road? We do a lot of stuff out of work. We do stuff at work. We all get along. It's like a little family for us. I just feel like if you're happy at work and you want to come to work, you're going to deliver a better product.
Bounces on the warning track. Coming home is Hudson Sheldon, also from second, Ty Weiler. And that is a fly ball to center field. It's going to drop. He's going to have to make the throw quickly. Rounding third is Peyton Coffey, and they will not be in time. And the Mandan Chiefs walk off the Stars in the bottom of the 10th inning. That one hit up high and deep, and it might have the distance. And that one is caught at the fence. Holy cow. Wow, what a catch by Peyton Coffey. I thought for sure that was a 2-run homer. All right, welcome back. Top of the 5th, knotted up at 2-2. 2 runs on 3 hits for Fargo Post 2. 2 runs on 2 hits for Dubuque County. And Fargo Post 2 has committed 2 errors in this game so far. Pitch 64 is right back to Opelt, and he will walk it 75% of the way and then flip it to Lawler at first for a 1-3 ground out. A 1-pitch, 1-out start of the 5th. Here for Opelt and the Dubuque County Minutemen.
Stepping up to the plate, third baseman number 6, Colby Ebling.
Colby Ebling. So before I could even tell you who was coming up, we go to the second batter of the inning here, and it's batters 8, 9, and 1. Now we're on batter 9, so we'll see 9 and 1 for sure. We'll see if we get to the next batter after that or not. 1 ball and no strike here to the batter, Colby Ebling. And that one is punched up into center right field. And that will be good for a base hit and a single. It's the 3rd or 4th hit of the game. 3rd hit of the game for Fargo Post. No, 4th hit of the game for Fargo Post 2. So back to the top of the order now with Henry Schrum. Scored 1 run in the tournament, otherwise 0 for 3. Got on base via a walk in yesterday's game against Lincoln. Eventually came around to score. And that pitch will in for strike 1. Here to Henry Schrum. And the 0-1 delivery. And that one's going to get away. The throw to second is not going to be in time, although it was close. And that'll be a successful stolen base for Ebling. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on. You got ones across the board here for Fargo Post 2 in a tie ball game at 2-2 here in the top of the 5th. And a pitch is in for a strike. It's The fourth inning is the only inning of the game so far where both teams have scored in their half of the inning. Otherwise, both teams have held a lead or a tie for at least a full inning of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch 73 coming up here for Opelt. He'll stare down the runner on second, and he'll break loose with the pitch, and that one's a bouncer to short. Picked up there by Noonan, and he gets it over to third, and not in time.
Fielder strike.
So Henry Schramm will reach on a fielder's choice. And Colby Ebeling will be safe at third. So you got runners on the corners with 1 away. And stepping up to the plate here for Fargo Post 2 is Tate Barnacle. 3. Oh, never mind.
Courtesy runner first.
Number 5. Beckett Gigstad, the courtesy runner at first for Henry Schramm, and now he'll show bunt.
Courtesy running at first base. Number 5, Beckett Gigstad. At the plate for post 2. Second baseman number 3, Tate Barnacle.
Opelt with pitch 75 coming up on the horizon here. Barnacle was showing bunt on the last pitch. We'll see if he squares up again or not. And he will square up, and the pitch will move outside, and that'll even the count at a ball and a strike, 1-1. And now here comes the Dubuque County coach to the mound to talk things over here. If you want to take the bunt off the board, you could potentially intentionally walk. That sounded a little choppy. Potentially intentionally walk Barnacle to set up the force out at home. But they will talk things over here. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out is where we sit. Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by our friends at ID Chrysler and Collision Center, along with MandanBaseball.org, Northview Church in Fargo, North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan, Dakota Fins and Feathers on YouTube, Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian Store in Bismarck, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Mandy's of FargoND.com. Certainly appreciate everybody's support, and certainly appreciate you tuning in. I know it's an early morning game, and it looks like a good amount of you are here this morning. So started out slow, but now you're starting to wake up, and you've woken up to a really good game so far here if you have just tuned in recently. Fargo Post 2 got the first run at the top of the first. Dubuque responded in the bottom of the second to tie the game. No scoring in the third. Both teams scored a run in the fourth, and now we're in the top of the fifth, tied at 2-2 as a result of all that.
Look at this position.
So they will he will show bunt, and then he pulled the bunt back again. And the pitch will miss for a ball. It's 2-1. And now our microphone's suddenly working. I don't know what the deal was with that. Either that or maybe the crowd just started cheering, and that's why I didn't hear anything over those microphones out there. Will he show bunt? He was hinting towards it, and this one will be popped up and right into the glove of the third baseman, Brad Gogol. And that will be good for, I believe, out number 2. Or did that? Oh, that didn't. That wasn't a pop out. I have a window frame in my way here, between home and third. I thought it was a pop out. 2 balls and 2 strikes and 1 out. Tate Barnacle still the batter. 2-2 on the way. Check swing, it'll bounce, and everybody will stay put. And they full count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's popped up, and this one will indeed result in out number 2. Leo Noonan making the catch there for the second out. Tate Barnacle retired. And that will bring us to Wyatt Kozadowski.
Stepping in the box, shortstop number 1, Wyatt Kozadowski.
And the pitch. And that one will miss for a ball. It's 1-0 now here to Kozadowski. Should the inning continue, Caden Nelson is the batter on deck for Fargo Post 2. We're knotted up at 2 apiece here as of the bottom of the 4th. No scoring since then. And the pitch. Although Fargo Post 2 is threatening with a man on third. 2 balls and no strikes now here to Wyatt Kozadowski. Pitch 82 is in for strike 1, and it's 2-1. 82 pitches for Dawson Opel. Only 63 pitches for Caden Nelson for Fargo Post 2 up to this point. So with that pitch, officially 20 more pitches for the Dubuque pitcher. 83 on the counter now. And the count moves to 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and he struck him out. That will strand 2 on base. And it remains a tie ball game at 2-2 on the strikeout by Opel. To the middle of the 5th. A 2-2 ball game here in this elimination game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament. We're back with more of it here in 60.
Sometimes, all you need to change your life is a sign. A sign that says, Hank, this is the place you've been looking for. And sometimes that sign is an actual sign that's mounted to a building. 1 second, I'm looking at a sign. I know what you're thinking, and no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist.
If the church is strong, that strength flows everywhere into the community, the region, and across the world. Jesus is building his church.
You can support Magnitude Sports. First, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It's 100% free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 month-to-month YouTube memberships. Finally, businesses can choose one of 2 online YouTube sponsorships or contact us for more options. To learn more, click the Join button or give us a call at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching Magnitude Sports.
All right, welcome back. Riley Lawler at the plate. And pitch 64 for Caden Nelson is sent out into left center field. Going deep, all the way back, stretching. And did he make the catch? I think he did. Yes, he did. According to third base umpire Eric Guler, he made the catch on the run, and that was not an easy catch to make. Excellent job there by Hunter Geary on the run to make that catch for the first out.
Stepping up to the plate, third baseman number 17, Brady Gogo.
Brady Gogo. Ogo, excuse me. O-H-G-O is how you'd phonetically spell it. Ogo.
What was it, a ball or strike?
Fly out to the center fielder in left center.
Thank you. Okay, so 2 strikes, 66 pitches. Perfect. Thank you.
No balls and 2 strikes now here to, it is number 17, Brady Gogol. Batter 9 in the lineup. We'll go to the top of the order after this, and he strikes him out. That's quick 2 outs here. And now back to the top of the order, it's Will Steffen.
Coming to the plate, center fielder number 14, Will Steffen.
Pitch is a little low for a ball here to Steffen. It's 1 ball, no strike. This next pitch here for Caden Nelson will be pitch 70. And pitch 70 is in for strike 1. They'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike, the count.
Are you doing the upbeat?
And the pitch swung on, and it's going to right field, and it's also going foul and out of play. 2-2 the count now here. I want to say hi to Andrew, who chimed in on the chat. Let's see. I'd say, I don't know. That's a good question. I take a peek outside here, and you'd think that with Fargo only being just shy of, or just over 200 miles away, that they would make a good trip here, but I think there's a few of them here, but I guess I haven't been paying attention to that. I'll see if I can get a better answer for you here later on. I know that Excelsior Blue has had their fans here for I heard them very well in that game yesterday against Mandan. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a full count. Payoff pitch coming up here for Caden Nelson, and a caught foul tip, and that'll be a strikeout, and that will end the 5th inning of play. We remain knotted up at 2. No score here in the 5th. Last scoring by both teams was in the 4th inning, as you can see on the line score there. To the 6th, knotted up at 2. We're back in a moment here on Magnitude Sports.
No runners left stranded. No post to air.
Here's 3 ways you can support Magnitude Sports.
Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store, has life-giving gifts for every occasion. Gifts with meaning, gifts that change lives. Stop in and view their large selection of books, Bibles, jewelry, greeting cards, music and DVDs, home decor, and children's department. Many gifts to bring inspiration to family and loved ones. Call them 223-2422 and visit them online at bismarck.parable.com. For all your gift-giving needs, shop the Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store on South 7th Street in the Southridge Center Strip Mall, 1 block east of Kirkwood Mall in Bismarck.
The North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan is a must-see for any and everyone who likes trains. From the historic Steel House, classic rail cars, and the Northern Pacific Hall of Fame, the North Dakota State Railroad Museum is the grown-up version of your childhood train set. It is open June 1st through August 31st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. with limited access during other hours of the day. A free will donation is accepted for admission at 3102 37th Street Northwest, Mandan.
Welcome back. Top of the 6th. During the commercial break there, Andrew, I can tell you this. More Fargo Post 2 fans showed up for yesterday's game than I see them here today. Either that or they're hiding and I don't see them. But So I would say that they did travel pretty well. Pitch, and that one is fouled away for strike one. The batter's Caden Nelson. 4-5-6 batters for Fargo Post 2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Our second game of the day will feature Rapid City taking on Mandan. Rapid City will be the visiting team. Mandan will be the home team, and that's determined by coin flip, not the fact that this is Mandan's field. It was 100% coin flip. At least that's what I was told, and that's what I believe to be true. So. I'm getting a head nod saying that. Head nod from the guy who actually flipped the coin. 0-1. And a swing and a miss, strike two. Dawson Opelt through 6 innings and 2 strikes and 1 fouled away pitch, has himself 87 pitches now. The way this game's going, he might have a chance to battle through the 7th here. We'll see if they make a pitching change going into the 7th or not. A long throw, and did he get it? No, he did not. It'll be an infield hit for Caden Nelson. And now a courtesy runner's coming in for Caden Nelson. And it looks like it's number 8, and it is Evan Felber. Hunter Geary to the plate now here. Made that awesome catch in left center field to end the bottom of the 5th. Or no, I think it was the 2nd out of the bottom of the 5th, actually. One ball, no strike. Hunter Geary coming into this game had 1 hit and 1 RBI on that hit, and he also struck out once on 3 plate appearances. 3 at-bats is probably the more official way to say that. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count now here to Hunter Geary. And the 1-1, he'll show up, square bunt, and he'll bounce right back to Opelt. And Opelt will fire it up to first, so the sack bunt will move Cade Nelson up to second base and put the first out on the board, and that will bring us to Jack Joyce, I think?
The right fielder, number 16, Jack Joyce.
Yes, Jack Joyce. I did not get lost on the lineup card here, but we'll have another visit to the mound here for Dubuque, and I can't remember if this is the 2nd visit of the inning or not. I think it is. And if it is, that means they'd have to pull the pitcher. It must be the first visit. I must be thinking of the previous inning because they're not pulling the pitcher. At least I believe that's the rule anyway. And so once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by ID Chrysler and Collision Center, MandanBaseball.org, Northview Church in Fargo, North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan, Mandy's a FargoND.com, Buffalo Wild Wings, Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store located on South 7th Street in Bismarck, and Dakota Fins and Feathers on YouTube. Hunting, fishing type of individual, even ice fishing, other wintertime activities. They cover it all. They tell you what kind of equipment they use for fishing and all that type of stuff, and the best rigs to catch the best certain type of fish, and all those types of videos there. It's basically your favorite outdoors channel, TV show, but it's on YouTube instead. It's really good. I think they have about 7,000 subscribers or something like that last time I looked. That one's going to hit Jack Joyce in the sneakers, and he'll take first base as a result.
Stepping up to the plate, first baseman baseman, number 23, Carson Sheik.
So Carson Sheik will come to the plate here for Fargo Post 2. If you want to find if you want to find the YouTube channel for Dakota Fins and Feathers, much easier. Just go to the homepage of Magnitude Sports. You'll find their channel under the recommended channels. Another recommended channel, and I'm going to give him a free plug. It's because he's a former co-worker of mine, but Hutch's Weather. He will keep you posted on everything that's happening in the state of North Dakota while you're visiting during the Central Plains Regional Tournament. You can subscribe to his YouTube channel, and then when you go back home, you can unsubscribe. However, for the states represented in this region, he does cover weather for those states too. I'd say maybe Nebraska is probably the one state he doesn't cover the weather for on his channel, but he certainly does Minnesota and South Dakota as well. So 1 ball, 1 strike. He also has an app that you can download on his phone. It's called Hutch's Weather. Just look it up. I know, he didn't pay me to say that. I'm just too nice, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike. But weather's important. You need to know what's going on, so there you go. Free plug. Fouled away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Endgame, thanks for posting the link to Dakota Fins and Feathers in the chat. And also, thanks for tuning in. You're absolutely right. We do have a good game going on here between these two teams. Oh, a nice play at third. Did he get back to second in time? He'll go into center field, and now the ball will be picked up by the center fielder. So, an out and an error on the play. And I believe, as an end result, we'll have runners on the corners here. And this will be definitely a pitching change, because if this is not the third visit, it's definitely the second visit to the mound in this inning. So 96 pitches will be the number that Dawson Opelt will have. Pitch limit's 105. He could have stayed out there a little bit longer, but with everything that happened on that last play, it's probably a good move to make the change on the mound now. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll tell you who the new pitcher is in just a moment.
Magnitude Sports recognizes and thanks the following sponsors for supporting live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Legion Baseball Tournament. Buffalo Wild Wings, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Northview Church of Fargo, ID Chrysler and Collision Center. Thank you, sponsors.
Looking for something handmade, unique, and full of personality? Mandy's of FargoND.com features creative gifts, home decor, accessories, and more. All inspired by family, creativity, and made with heart. Browse dozens of handmade creations, request custom colors or designs, and sign up for the newsletter. Visit MandysOfFargoND.com and discover something new today. MandysOfFargoND.com. Handmade, a little weird, totally wonderful.
Looking for a fun night out? Visit one of Mandan Baseball's charitable gaming locations. Every time you play and every charitable gaming dollar raised helps fund the future of Mandan's 6 baseball teams. From our younger Mavericks, Braves, veterans, and 78s to our Legion teams, the A's and the Chiefs. Your support helps provide equipment, improve facilities, and create opportunities for local athletes to succeed. Have fun, play responsibly, and thank you for helping keep Mandan Baseball strong.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 6th here, and the new pitcher is going to be the former right fielder, J.P. Elbert. And then Jackson Green will come in to play right field. He'll also fill the 7th spot in the batting lineup, replacing DH Sam McDermott. A couple pitches later, we're at 1 ball, 1 strike. Or Jack, wait, let me double check the name on that here. Yeah, it is Jackson Green. I wasn't sure if it was Jack or Jackson. I suppose he maybe goes by that by short, but I wasn't told that. So we'll go with Jackson. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. The batter is Brandon Hilmert for Fargo Post 2. The runner on third is Cade Nelson. Jack Joyce is on first. All right, wait, I take that back here. I think there's a courtesy runner for Nelson. Felber. Evan Felber is on third. And it doesn't matter that he's on third now. That's a strikeout, and that'll put an end to the top of the 6th. We go to 5.5 played, and we're still not up at 2-2 here between Dubuque County and Fargo Post 2 in this elimination game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament. We're back with more of it in just a moment here on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
All right, welcome back. It's snowballs and 2 strikes here to Easton Felderman, and Felderman will ground this one out towards Kozadowski, and he'll fire it back over to Carson Sheik at first for the 6-3 ground down. That's the first down to the top of the 6, right? Bottom of the 6, excuse me. Dubuque County's the home team. It does throw me off occasionally when I'm doing a North Dakota team in North Dakota and they're the visiting team not playing the home team. So occasionally I'll get thrown off by that, but for the most part, I remember. Here's the pitch, and that one is a ground ball toward right back to the pitcher. I didn't see where it went really at first. But Caden Nelson over to Sheik for the 1-3, and a couple pitches and a couple of outs here for Fargo Post 2. So bring up Dawson Pesci.
Catcher number 7, Dawson Pesci.
I believe during the commercial break, Dawson has a family member in the fan section today that had a birthday. I think that's what I overheard during the commercial break. So if that's true, happy birthday to that individual. However, they may be related to Dawson, I'm not sure, but 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. High fly ball into left center field. And underneath it there, it's going to be the center fielder, Hunter Geary, making the catch. He'll call off Hilmert, and that will be a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th inning. We're still tied. Will we have more than 7, or will it be decided in 7? That's the question we're going to get the answer to when we return.
Magnitude Sports recognizes and thanks the following sponsors for supporting live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Legion Baseball Tournament. MandanBaseball.org, Mandy's of FargoND.com, North Dakota State Railroad Museum, The Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store. Thank you, sponsors.
Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
Two-two as we go to the top of the 7th. It's been 2-2 since the bottom of the 4th when Dubuque County tied it up. And I believe that tying run occurred on a Fargo Post 2 error, if memory serves me correctly. Fargo Post 2 has committed 2 errors in this game. Dubuque County 1 error. 6 runners left on base for Fargo Post 2 up to this point in the game, and only 2 runners left on base for Iowa up to this point in the game. 2 runs on 5 hits for Fargo Post 2, 2 runs on 2 hits for Dubuque, Iowa. And that's a fly ball to center. Is it going to drop? It will drop. And after a couple of bounces, it's picked up. And rounding first was Colby Ebeling. He tripped up about 30 feet on his way to second and had no choice but to go back to first. Otherwise, he could have likely had a double there. A lot of people have been tripped up rounding first base in this tournament, I've noticed. It's happened at least once in, I think, every game so far. Although the previous occurrences were more of a slip, and this was an actual trip. I don't know if he stepped on a shoestring or if there was something in the field there, but whatever the case may be, it goes into the books as a single. He'll show bunt. Once again, at the plate now, here's the catcher, Henry Schrum. And it seems like every time Henry Schrum comes to the plate, he's squaring up. 1 ball, no strike. And that one will miss for a ball as well. 2-0 now here to Henry Schrum, the catcher. And now it's 3-0. So Colby Ebeling, 3 balls and no strikes. Colby Ebeling's on first. Henry Schrum, 3 balls and no strikes. And on pitch number 10, he'll get the count to 3-1. Once again, if you forgot, J.P. Albert came in last inning to take over the pitching responsibilities here for Dubuque, Iowa, after a 96-pitch performance from Dawson Opelt. And the 3-1, he'll square up, and that will be a walk. So a walk that pushes your teammate to second is better than a bunt that may have resulted in an out and your teammate in second.
Runner at first.
And Beckett Gigstad will come in and run at first base for Fargo Post 2. And now Tate Barnacle, the North Dakota State Tournament MVP, comes to the plate now here in a tie ball game in the top of the 7th. He'll show bunt. He'll pull the bunt back, and I believe the pitch missed high for a ball, 1-0. A 2-2 ball game, and a game that is 12 minutes shy of being 2 hours long. And here's the pitch. First pitch at 9:27 this morning, now 11:15. Our next game scheduled to start at 12 noon. We'll see if we make it on time or not. This game has been tied at 2-2 since Dubuque tied it in the bottom of the 4th. Fargo Post 2 scored a run in the top of the 1st. Dubuque tied it in the bottom of the 2nd. Fargo Post 2 took the lead in the top of the 4th, and Dubuque tied it in the bottom of the 4th. And that's where we sit right now. Throw back up to second. They got him. That was a close call. But Kobe Ebeling got a little bit too far off the bag as he was looking to head to third, and then he had to turn around, and by then it was too late. And a nice throw there by Dawson Pesci to get it up there to second base for the tag out. So the first out's on the board, and that takes the lead, the go-ahead run off a scoring position base. And now it's strike 3 for out 2, so that's a quick way to get 2 outs. So the start of the 7th, not so hot for Dubuque. And now, all of a sudden, they have 2 outs. And the water has cooled down a little bit for Dubuque here in the top of the 7th. One ball and no strike. Here to Wyatt Kozadowski, and Kozadowski will swing. Bouncer to third or to short, and then the throw to second to get the lead runner, and nobody does anything. They leave one stranded on base. Fargo Post 2 looked like they potentially had something going there, and Dubuque, Iowa took care of it quickly. 2-2 to the bottom of the 7th. Dubuque, Iowa has a chance to walk this one off. We'll see if they can do it when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Bame, and I'm the manager at ID Chrysler Collision. Our team at ID Chrysler Collision, we're small, but we're like a family. So how does having a family-like atmosphere at work help get the customer's car back on the road? We do a lot of stuff out of work. We do stuff at work. We all get along. It's like a little family for us. I just feel like if you're happy at work and you want to come to work, you're going to deliver a better product.
Is on the warning track. Coming home is Hudson Sheldon, also from second, Ty Weiler. And that is a fly ball to center field. It's going to drop. He's going to have to make the throw quickly. Rounding third is Peyton Coppy, and they will not be in time. And the Mandan Chiefs walk off the Stars in the bottom of the 10th inning. That one hit up high and deep, and it might have the distance. And that one is caught at the fence. Holy cow. Wow, what a catch by Peyton Coppy. I thought for sure that was a 2-run homer. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 2, Dubuque County batting. And the pitch is going to miss inside and high for ball 1. 5, 6, and 7 batters. This is Brett Harris. Leo Noonan would potentially be on deck, and he is. And then we'll see Jackson Green for his first plate appearance of the game as he came in on right field during the pitching change a couple innings ago. 2-0. And low for 3 balls and no strikes. We've only had 1 home run in this game so far. That was hit by Lincoln post 500. It was a 3-run homer. We've had 1 ground rule double in this game, in this tournament as well. And that is a bouncer to third. It's a 5-3 ground out. Kobe Ebling judged that high bounce very well. He's like, I cannot commit an error here. And he did not, and it's out number 1. And now that'll bring up the shortstop, Leo Noonan. One mistake by Fargo post 2 and their season could potentially end. So they got to play some flawless baseball here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 ball, no strike. Caden Nelson, this next pitch will be pitch 90 for him. Once again, the pitch limit is 105. We'll see what post 2 does here now that he's reached 90 pitches. 2-1 the count. 1 away, nobody on base. 2-1 pitch, swung on, and that is right to the first baseman. And Carson Sheik will step on the bag for out number 2. Jackson Green, 0 for 0 in this game. It's his first trip to the plate today. And it comes in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see if Jackson Green watched that preview video where I said you come up to the plate as a right-handed batter in the bottom of the 7th. If you haven't seen that video, you can go to mandanbaseball.org and click on the ballpark preview video link that they have there. Or you can go to our YouTube page and find it under the videos tab. 2-1. And the pitch, swinging and a miss, 2-2. Will we see extra innings in this game? Can Caden Nelson, at 95 pitches, send it to the 8th on pitch 96? Yes, he can. We go to the 8th. It is a strikeout for Caden Nelson. We'll see if he continues in the 8th. But we got bonus baseball for you here in the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament. Tied at 2. It's been 4 innings of play since anybody scored a run. We'll be back with more in a moment here on Magnitude.
Sometimes, all you need to change your life is a sign. A sign that says, Hank, this is the place you've been looking for. And sometimes that sign is an actual sign that's mounted to a building. 1 second, I'm looking at a sign. I know what you're thinking, and no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist.
If the church is strong, that strength flows everywhere into the community, the region, and across the world. Jesus is building his church.
top of the 8th, for Post 2, pitcher number 13, Caden Nelson.
All right, here we go. Top of the 8th. No decision yet on who might win this one. It's 2-2 between Fargo Post 2 and Dubuque County Post 137. And a high pitch, and now it's 2 balls and no strikes. Caden Nelson is the batter. JP Albert now at 19 pitches. He'll be on pitch 20 right here on the 2-0 count. He looks over at first. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's just habit. And he'll deliver the pitch, and he'll get it in there for a strike. 2-1. Runs in the first and second and fourth. No runs in any other part of this game. That will be a tough play. Who's going to win the race? And it will be Lawler, who will step on the bag first. Out number 1.
Stepping in the box, center fielder number 4, Hunter Geary.
Hunter Geary will come to the plate now here for Fargo Post 2 as they look to get a run or two here in the top of the 8th to put a little bit of pressure on Dubuque, Iowa in the bottom half of the inning. No scoring in the 5th, 6th, or 7th. This will be the 4th inning of potential no scoring. High fly ball in the right field, and it is caught for the second out by Jack Green. As some Rapid City Post 22 hard hat players have made their way into the ballpark now, as they will play in the maybe not 12 noon game today here at BNC National Bank Field. And the 0-0 pitch, and that one is a bouncer to short, picked up there by Noonan. He will fire over to first. Did he get it? No, he did not. It's another infield hit. It's the second infield hit for Fargo Post 2 to the deep shortstop position there, and Noonan just couldn't quite get it there on time. The throw was on target, but the base runners for Fargo Post 2 were a little bit quicker.
Coming to the plate, the first baseman number 23, Carson Sheep.
So that's the 7th hit of the ball game, and now the go-ahead run is on base, but there are 2 outs here. Carson Sheik, the first baseman, at the plate, swing and a miss, strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch, and that is just low, and we're even at a ball and a strike. One ball and 1 strike. 2 hours and 1 minute, time of the game as of this point. 1 ball and 2 strikes. First pitch at 9:27. It was 60 degrees, and now it's 64. Base hit in the left field. Scooped up there by Harris. And he did it quickly enough to keep Jack Joyce from advancing beyond second. And now the go-ahead run for Fargo Post 2 is in scoring position here in the top of the 8th. We'll have a pinch hitter here for Brandon Hilmert was the scheduled batter. And it is going to be Beckett Gigstad who will come in and hit.
Coming to the plate for Post 2, number 5, Beckett Gigstad.
Pitch outside for ball 1. So Beckett Gigstad enters into the 8th slot on the Fargo Post 2 batting lineup. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. And that one is going to be ball 2. I think it skipped off the dirt. And a nice job there by Dawson Pesci to keep that one in front of him and in his glove to make sure the runners stay put. With 2 outs, the last thing you want to do is get Fargo Post 2 an opportunity to have runners on second and third. There's a strike, I think. Yes, 2-1. This has been an entertaining game, and I have to imagine the ending might be just as entertaining. We just don't know. 2-1. Hopefully it won't end in a bases-loaded balk like a game did earlier this season in extra innings. That'd be a not-so-fun way to end a game. 3-1. That was, I think, an 8 or 9 inning game that I did earlier this season between Fargo Post 400 and Williston. Fargo Post 400 had the bases loaded and the Williston pitcher balked, and Fargo Post 400 was able to walk off the Keybirds on a bases loaded walk in the bottom of the 8th. Full count now, 3-2 here to Beckett Gigstad. Runners on first and second. Jack Joyce on first. Jack Joyce on second. And the runner on first. And the runners go on the full count pitch, and they strike him out. And that will strand 2 on. Gigstad thought it was ball 4. He's heading towards first base, and that will take care of business here in the top of the 8th. A strikeout ends Fargo Post 2's hope of getting a lead. And we'll be going to the bottom of the 8th and seeing if Dubuque County can walk it off on their second opportunity to walk it off when we return.
If the church is strong, that strength flows everywhere into the community, the region, and across the world. Jesus is building his church.
Here's 3 ways you can support Magnitude Sports. First, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It's 100% free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 month-to-month YouTube memberships. Finally, businesses can choose one of 2 online YouTube sponsorships or contact us for more options. To learn more, click the Join button or give us a call at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching Magnitude Sports.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here at BNC National Bank Field in this elimination game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament. If you're tuning in for the Rapid City and Mandan pregame show, you might have to wait a little bit here. I'm just not sure how long. First pitch comes across as a strike. The batter is Riley Lawler for Dubuque County. And the 0-1 is in for strike 2. Caden Nelson still on the mound. He's at 98 pitches. Once again, the pitch limit is 105. So he'll be done for the tournament no matter how Post 2 moves forward in this tournament, if they move forward. And that's pitch 99, comes in for ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Riley Lawler. And pitch 100, swing and a drop third strike, and throw up to Sheik, and that'll complete the strikeout, and that's out number 1. So Brady Gogol will step up to the plate now, batter 9 in the lineup for Dubuque County. And he's looking for a bunt, and that'll be strike 1 as he misses on the bunt. Normally, you don't get called to strike on a ball pitch on a bunt, but if your feet move forward on the bunt, it counts as a swing, so it's a strike. And the 0-1, check swing, and that will be a ball, and it's 1-1. Once again, the home plate umpire, Brian Bohr, calling the balls and strikes. Andrew Fisher at first base, Eric Guler in third. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And he went too far on that swing, and it'll be strike 2. It looked like he tried to check it again, but it was too late at the point when he tried to check it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 away. Nobody on base here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the 1-2, check swing, did he get him? Yes, the first base umpire says strikeout, and that's out number 2. So he dropped third strikeout and a strikeout, swinging, as called by first base umpire Andrew Fisher. So officially 2 strikeouts for Caden Nelson here in the bottom of the 8th. And that is a little blooper to third, and he throws it over to first, and we go to the 9th inning. No score here in the 8th. It remains 2-2 as that will take care of business, and we'll go to 1 extra frame here, and we'll take it frame by frame and see how far we go. We'll be back with more in a moment here on Magnitude Sports.
Shop, a Parable Christian store, has life-giving gifts for every occasion. Gifts with meaning, gifts that change lives. Stop in and view their large selection of books, Bibles, jewelry, greeting cards, music and DVDs, home decor, and children's department. Many gifts to bring inspiration to family and loved ones. Call them 223-2422 and visit them online at bismarck.parable.com. For all your gift-giving needs, shop the Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store on South 7th Street in the Southridge Center Strip Mall, 1 block east of Kirkwood Mall in Bismarck.
The North Dakota State Railroad Museum in Mandan is a must-see for any and everyone who likes trains. From the historic steel house, classic rail cars, and the Northern Pacific Hall of Fame, the North Dakota State Railroad Museum is the grown-up version of your childhood train set. It is open June 1st through August 31st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. with limited access during other hours of the day. A free will donation is accepted for admission at 3102 37th Street Northwest, Mandan.
All right, J.P. Albert will enter the top of the 9th with 34 pitches to his record. He'll start this inning with pitch 35. We'll see a new pitcher for Fargo Post 2 when we go to the bottom of the 9th because that last pitch on the top of the 9th was pitch 105. So he's reached his limit.
Third baseman number 6, Colby Ebling.
And now Colby Ebling. So batters 9, 1, and 2 here for Fargo Post 2 in the bottom or in the top of the 9th. That one's fouled away and strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count now here to Colby Ebling. We're at 2 hours and 11 minutes time of the game up to this point. And the 1-1 pitch is going to be high for ball 2. Two-1, swing and a miss, and that will go into the books as strike 2, even though it was a pass ball, but nobody on base for Fargo Post 2 to take advantage of it, so it doesn't hurt Dubuque at this point in time. And the 2-2, check swing, pops off the plate like a piece of popcorn, and did he check his swing? And it's out. He had a chance to go to first, and he did not realize that, and now he's out, and it's out number 1.
Coming to the plate, catcher number 12, Henry Schrum.
So officially goes in the books as a drop third strikeout for J.P. Albert. And the pitch is low for a ball. 1-0 here, and the batter is number 12, Henry Schrum. Top of the order now here for Fargo Post 2. 1 ball, no strike. And that will be strike one, even at 1-1. One pitch. In for strike two. And the 1-2, and that one will get away, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fargo posts 2 with 3 pitchers used against Lincoln, and now they'll use their second pitcher here when we move to the bottom of the inning. And that'll be a strikeout for out number 2. It's going to be tough for if Fargo post 2 does come out with a victory in this game. Pitching is going to be something that they'll have to look at carefully moving forward. And that's probably the reason why Nelson went the full 105. And a strike. One. Fly ball, right field, and Jack Green is there for the catch. And we go now to the bottom of the 9th. It's the 3rd time the charm for Dubuque. They've had 2 chances to walk it off. We'll see if time number 3 is going to work, but going to be the one or not. We go to the bottom of the 9th when we return after the break.
Magnitude Sports recognizes and thanks the following sponsors for supporting live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Legion Baseball Tournament. Buffalo Wild Wings, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Northview Church of Fargo, ID Chrysler and Collision Center. Thank you, sponsors.
Looking for something handmade, unique, and full of personality? Mandy's of FargoND.com features creative gifts, home decor, accessories, and more. All inspired by family, creativity, and made with heart. Browse dozens of handmade creations, request custom colors or designs, and sign up for the newsletter. Visit MandysOfFargoND.com and discover something new today. MandysOfFargoND.com. Handmade, a little weird, totally wonderful.
Looking for a fun night out? Visit one of Mandan Baseball's charitable gaming locations. Every time you play and every charitable gaming dollar raised helps fund the future of Mandan's 6 baseball teams. From our younger Mavericks, Braves, veterans, and 78s to our Legion teams, the A's and the Chiefs. Your support helps provide equipment, improve facilities, and create opportunities for local athletes to succeed. Have fun, play responsibly, and thank you for helping keep Mandan baseball strong.
Bottom of the 9th, for the Minutemen, second baseman number 10, Easton Felderman.
Greg, that's probably the funniest thing I've read on the YouTube chat during this tournament. Maybe I'll share it with you in a little bit. Pop up here, and that is thrown over to first for the out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. That was Easton Felderman who was the batter there. I'm choosing not to repeat that. Although it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad at all, but I'm just choosing not to repeat that to remain in a semi-neutral mode of broadcasting here. But if you want to see it, go read the chat. That's and that'll be a 6-3 ground out. We have 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th.
Stepping up to the plate, catcher number 7, Dawson Pecci.
11:45. This is normally our start time for the pregame show of Rapid City and Mandan, so just hang tight. Probably got a couple extra innings to this game here, but we'll find out for sure. Dawson Pesci is the batter. If this inning ends with Dawson Pesci at bat, then Dawson Pesci would be the runner on second base to start the 10th, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So in the 10th inning or they call that foul. They called it foul, so it'll be two strikes. Nice stand of the bat there by Henry Schramm. That was polite of him. So starting in the 10th inning, and that is a drop pitch for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If this game does go to 10, which it looks like it might, the last batter of the previous half inning will start on second base. That's a high fly ball to center field, and that will do it. We'll go to the 10th. That is a 5 or 6 pitch inning here in the bottom of the 9th. We'll go to the 10th and be back with the extra inning tiebreaker rules here in just a moment here on Magnitude Sports.
No post 2 errors.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Magnitude Sports recognizes and thanks the following sponsors for supporting live coverage of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Legion Baseball Tournament. MandanBaseball.org, Mandy's of FargoND.com, North Dakota State Railroad Museum, The Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store. Thank you, sponsors.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 10th, extra inning tiebreaker rules go into effect here. Tate Barnacle will be the lead runner, or not the lead runner, but he'll be the runner starting on second base here for Fargo Post 2. And Wyatt Kalzadowski will be the batter. So it'll be batters 3, 4, and 5 for Fargo Post 2, with Tate Barnacle being the starting runner on second base.
Wyatt Kasadowski.
And the pitch. He'll show bunt. That'll pop off, and I think that'll be ruled in as a fouled away pitch. I think he got a piece of it with his bat there. So no balls and 1 strike for Wyatt Kalzadowski. The winner moves on. The other team has their season concluded. Dubuque, Iowa tied this game at 2-2 in the bottom of the 4th. We have not had any scoring since then. Showing bunt again, and will that be a ball or a strike? It'll be a strike. Want to say hi to Todd, and the answer to your text message is no. I'll leave it at that, and he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. No balls and 2 strikes to Wyatt Kozadowski. And that pitch will miss for a ball. 1-2. Two runs on 8 hits for Fargo Post 2. 2 runs on 2 hits for Dubuque. 2 errors for Fargo Post 2. 1 error for Dubuque, Iowa. And that second Post 2 error is what tied the game in the bottom of the 4th. 2 balls and 2 strikes now here to Kozadowski. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is out number 1. So they'll bring up Caden Nelson, I believe, or do they switch it with the pitching change? Number 12. Or no, number 13. Yep, it is Caden Nelson.
Third baseman number 13, Caden Nelson.
Before Caden Nelson will see a pitch, we'll see the Dubuque, Iowa coach come to the mound. That is the 4th mound visit of the game here for Iowa. First one of this inning here. 1 away. Once again, the runner on second is Tate Barnacle. He got there via the tiebreaker rule to start the 10th inning. And Wyatt Kozadowski just struck out. And one of my favorite songs that I wish I could keep on without YouTube yelling at me, but I can't. Colorado Rockies, Charlie Blackmon's walk-up song, Your Love by the Outfield. And if you've ever been to Coors Stadium in Denver, when Charlie Blackmon came up to bat, they would pause the part of the song where they sing Tonight, and 30,000 fans would belt out the word Tonight, and it was just awesome to hear. And this is a ground ball to second, and he snags it, and it's a 4-3 ground out. That was that close to being an RBI single potentially, maybe even an RBI double. But, man, what a play by second baseman Felderman. Easton Felderman puts the second out on the board. Barnacle does advance to third on the play. But things are a little bit easier now for Dubuque. As long as they can get a strikeout or a pop-up or a ground out to a positional player. No wild pitches, no errors, and they should be fine. And even if Barnacle does score, Dubuque will have a chance to tie it. High fly ball to right field at the warning track, and it's caught by Jack Green, and we go to the bottom of the 10th. Some edge of your seat action there from Fargo Post 2 in the top half of the inning, but that will conclude. They will strand one on base, and we go to the bottom of the 10th here at BNC National Bank Field in this elimination game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional Tournament. 2-2. We're back with more here in a moment on Magnitude Sports.
Ball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets on to first, and it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Popped up. Can Oliver Luck send them to Shelby? They can! The Post 400 Stars will continue their season in North Carolina, and they will compete in the American Legion World Series.
The best teams, the biggest moments. Every game of the 2026 Central Plains Regional is live on Magnitude Sports.
I'm Dakota Boehm, and I'm the manager at ID Chrysler Collision. Our team at ID Chrysler Collision, we're small, but we're like a family. So how does having a family-like atmosphere at work help get the customer's car back on the road? We do a lot of stuff out of work. We do stuff at work. We all get along. It's like a little family for us. I just feel like if you're happy at work and you want to come to work, you're going to deliver a better product.
All right, welcome back.
Courtesy running for Dubuque County. Number 6, Teddy Schlosser.
Teddy Schlosser will take over for Dawson Pesci, the catcher, as a courtesy runner on second to start the bottom of the 10th. 2-2 since the 4th inning. And Wyatt Kalzadowski is your new pitcher for Fargo Post 2 as Caden Nelson ended his work in the 9th inning on the exact number of 105 pitches. So once again, Tate Schlosser is the courtesy runner on second to start the 10th. And that one's going to get away, and Schlosser moves to third. Nobody out and a runner on third for Dubuque County. If he comes in and scores, that's the end of Post 2 season. Post 2 is going to have to be very, very careful here. 2 balls and no strikes. And we're going to have a visit to the mound, and that's a good idea here for Post 2. This is the point in the game where you cannot afford to make mistakes, even pitching mistakes like that one that just occurred. And see how long this chat goes. We'll keep it here. 2 balls and no strikes. The batter is Brett Harris for Dubuque, Iowa. And now home plate umpire Brian Bohr goes up and breaks up the conference on the mound. And the heat is on now here for Fargo Post 2. Nobody out, and the tiebreaker runner moves to third on a pitch that was a little bit off the mark. And that is a high fly ball to right. Tagging on third, and the throw is on the way. There's going to be a play at the plate. No, there will not. He will slide in, and Fargo Post 2 season comes to an end, 39-13. Dubuque County wins the game, 3-2 walk-off in the bottom of the 10th. A sacrifice fly gets the job done for Dubuque County. And the Mandan Bat Boys will go out and celebrate with Dubuque County. That's kind of a cool sight to see. Your final score in this one, it is Dubuque County 3. And the Fargo Post 2. What a ball game here between these two teams, and it's unfortunate that one of them had to lose. I think everybody would have been fine if this would have gone into the 11th inning or something like that. 11:58 is the end time, so let's see, where does that put us at here? We are at 9:27, 11:27, 2 hours and 31 minutes, time of the game. And I loaded up our 11th through 17th inning, but I guess I didn't have to load it up. It ends in the bottom of the 10th, and Fargo Post 2 season comes to a conclusion at 39 wins and 13 losses, and Dubuque improves to 7-3 in the game. They have outscored their opponents 63-36 so far in the season. And for Fargo Post 2, their final tally on runs scored and runs allowed is 393 to 166. So Fargo Post 2 will not get a chance to go to Shelby. They are the first team eliminated here from the Central Plains Regional Tournament. And it is now 12 noon. This is the scheduled first pitch time for Mandan and Rapid City. So I'm guessing we'll be on the air close to 12:30 with that game. But if we're not on the air, it will be very, very close to 12:30. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching this game. What an exciting game it was. 2 hours and 31 minutes time of the game. Did I do that right? 2 hours and 11:27. 2 hours and 21 minutes, excuse me. 2 hours and 21 minutes time of the game. I misjudged my time math there. And so that'll do it for this broadcast, and we will go ahead and get things set up for our next game here, which will start approximately at 12:30 p.m., maybe a little sooner. We'll see if they can get things done in time and to get maybe save a little bit of time on the clock here. All right, as soon as I find the button I'm looking for.
The proceeding has been a presentation of Magnitude Sports. Follow Magnitude TV Plus on X and Instagram for broadcast updates, sports highlights, and much more. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and become a member by clicking join to help support future broadcasts. Remember, whether you're on the field, in the stands, or online, good sportsmanship makes a difference. That's one way you can serve, stand, and score.